The morning sun rose clear and bright, spilling light across the city as if nothing in the world could possibly be wrong, yet for Kael Morrison, that very light felt like a spotlight exposing how lost he had become. He stood at the edge of a busy crosswalk, watching people move with purpose, briefcases swinging, phones pressed to ears, confidence written in their stride. The sky was blue, the air was warm, and the day looked full of promise, but inside Kael there was a quiet fear that this life was moving forward without him. In that single daytime moment, surrounded by ordinary hope, he wondered if he had already missed his chance to matter. Before we go any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us that even broken mornings can lead to better futures, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to BrightlyHub. Your support helps these stories reach hearts that may be silently struggling. Kael had not always felt invisible. There was a time when mornings excited him, when daylight felt like an invitation instead of a reminder of everything he hadn't achieved. He once believed hard work would naturally lead to stability, that patience would be rewarded. But life shifted after his parents' small repair business closed, leaving debts behind and silence at the dinner table. Kael became the one who listened, the one who adjusted, the one who gave up his own plans so the family could stay afloat. At 26, he carried responsibility like a weight he never learned how to put down. He worked as a daytime courier, cycling through streets flooded with sunlight, delivering packages to people who rarely looked him in the eye. Office lobbies smelled of coffee and ambition, and each delivery reminded him of life's moving ahead while he stayed stuck in place. He smiled politely, apologized too often, and pedaled on, convincing himself that quiet endurance was the same as strength. But every evening, when the sun dipped low and painted the buildings gold, exhaustion followed him home, heavy and unanswered. There was one place Kael always stopped during his lunch break, a small public garden squeezed between two busy streets. It was filled with light, flowers stretching toward the sky, and benches warmed by the sun. Sitting there, he watched children chase pigeons, elderly couples walk slowly hand in hand, and office workers escape their screens for a few stolen minutes. It was there that he often noticed a man named Heartwarming, who came every afternoon to sketch the garden. They never spoke, but Rowan's calm focus fascinated Kael. He seemed unhurried, as if time itself softened around him. Kael's struggle deepened when his bicycle broke down, threatening the only income he had. Repair costs felt impossible, and frustration pressed harder with each passing bright day. One afternoon, while waiting near a cafe to make a delivery call, Kael noticed a phone lying on an outdoor table, abandoned in the rush of lunchtime. It was new, expensive, and buzzing with missed calls. For a moment, the world seemed to pause. Selling it could solve his problem. No one was watching. The sun shone warmly, indifferent to his choice. Kael picked up the phone, his hands shaking slightly. Thoughts raced through his mind, all the reasons he deserved an easy solution, all the times life had been unfair. Then he remembered his father's quiet voice, always saying that who you are shows most clearly when the path is easy to choose wrong. Under the open daylight, Kael walked into the cafe and handed the phone to the staff. As he stepped back outside, relief and regret tangled inside him. Honesty felt right, but it didn't feel safe. The next day, as sunlight filled the garden again, Kael sat on his usual bench, feeling heavier than before. Heartwarming approached him for the first time, a sketchbook under his arm. He explained that the phone Kael returned belonged to his sister, and he had witnessed everything from across the street. Heartwarming spoke of how rare simple integrity had become and how Kael's choice stayed with him all night. He offered Kael something unexpected, not money, but an opportunity. Heartwarming was opening a small daytime community workshop focused on teaching practical skills and creativity, and he needed someone reliable to help manage it. Kael hesitated at first, afraid to hope too quickly. But as days passed, the workshop became a new rhythm in his life. Sunlight streamed through wide windows, illuminating shared tables, tools, and people rebuilding confidence piece by piece. Kael learned to fix things again, not just objects, but parts of himself. He found pride in being needed, in being trusted, in being seen. His bicycle was repaired with help from the workshop, and his courier job slowly turned into a choice rather than a trap. At home, the atmosphere changed. Conversations returned. Laughter felt less fragile. Kael noticed how the daylight felt different now, softer, kinder. He began waking earlier, not from anxiety, but from purpose. He cycled through the city with a straighter back, greeting the same streets that once made him feel small. The world hadn't changed overnight, but his place within it had. One bright afternoon, Kael stood again at the busy crosswalk where his doubts once overwhelmed him. This time, he didn't feel rushed or forgotten. He watched the flow of life with calm understanding, knowing that progress wasn't always loud or immediate. Sometimes it arrived quietly, through one honest choice made in the open light of day. Just before this story ends, I have a small request. Please comment below and share which moment in Kael's journey stayed with you the most. Your words may help someone else who feels unseen right now. As the sun lowered gently, casting long shadows across the city, Kael realized something simple yet powerful. The morning doesn't judge where you've been, it only asks what you'll choose today. And if this story touched your heart, inspired you, or reminded you that kindness and integrity still matter, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to BrightlyHub. Your engagement keeps these stories alive, reaching others who may be waiting for their own turning point in the daylight.